Hello and welcome to the Top 8 Cut, and I have a special guest with me.
What's up, guys? Some of you may recognise the voice as Jamie the Kid 00. I was on the round 4 feature match, but sadly the dream ended shortly after that.
The dream ended indeed.
I'm here in the commentating booth. Actually commented on the deck that I was going to play for the event Burning Abyss, so this is actually going to be kind of interesting. And the Burning Abyss player is going to start the game off with a set card and I believe a pass.
This is really useful because I have no idea what the Burning Abyss does, so
if
it actually helps
deck
me.
List, that'd be big help.
Yep, I shall do that.
So I'm sitting in the tiniest chair in the world.
So he set 2 and passed.
Oh, 2 back row.
So yeah, we are both going to commentate, and Jamie's only going to be here for like the next 27 minutes, 17 minutes even probably.
We'll see what happens.
Because he unfortunately has to go. But yeah, so this is the top 8 cut. Really surprised that Burning Abyss got to the top 8. Overall came 4th, and straight off the bat we have a Shaddoll Fusion.
Shaddoll Fusion's a card that I originally thought was going to be really painful, and then I actually read the Shaddoll cards and went, oh, there's no way this deck ever goes minus.
Yeah, exactly.
Shadow Mirror happens, and of course, the Shadow Mirror isn't going to happen in this mirror. In this matchup.
Yeah.
So is that Beast and Skolmata?
Yeah, that is correct. So straight away we have.
He's going to resolve the Skolmata first, and then the Beast.
Yeah.
Obviously trying to thin the deck so he draws something actually relevant.
Exactly.
More than likely going for the Falco. That's what I've seen most players putting in the grave as soon as possible. He's going for a Hedgehog.
That's interesting.
Something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like I played 3 of these players across the day, and every single one Falco immediately.
Yeah, exactly. It's normally the opening play that people would like to do.
And then the draw for Beast.
Yeah. So
I think I saw green.
I don't know.
It's impossible to tell.
It's impossible to tell, yeah. It's very difficult. I can normally catch quick glimpses of it, but unfortunately not at this time.
And that's the search for Hedgehog. Is that
No, that's the Falco. Yeah, so he searched for the Falco.
Searching Falco. Of course he hasn't normaled, so I mean he can just set the Falco.
Exactly, yeah.
I wasn't really thinking there.
So it's definitely a possibility play that
Shaddoll
you could
have
do.
such an incredible ability to just rotate plays.
It is pretty ridiculous.
But then again, Burning Abyss have good free pluses as well. But seeing that window turn 1 from my testing is really, really painful.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
He does have the 2 main Wing Blasts, Forbidden Lances, Creature Swaps, quite a few outs.
So he does have a lot of outs. The Creature Swap will be a very nice thing for his turn if he did open it.
Especially if that's a set Skarm.
Yeah.
Because most people, like when I was playing the deck, I didn't just randomly set Burning Abyss guys unless it's Skarm or Graph. But if that's Skarm, it's pretty big for him. I believe that's a Skarm, judging by the artwork.
Yeah.
So it
does look like a Skarm.
Skarm's effect is basically, to cut a long story short, going to search him a Tour Guide in the end phase. It searches any level 3 Dark Fiend, but it's almost exclusively Tour Guide unless you have Tour Guide and you want another card for the combo play.
Yeah. So, not sure how well Tour Guide will set him out with the actual window there.
Yeah, my only other brainwave is that he might search something like a Graph or a Sir to keep his just keep a float engine going.
So we already know there's one creature swap on the bottom of his deck. So there's one out gone for now.
But I mean, I didn't even talk about his monster lineup. There's still quite a few more outs in the monster lineup, like the 2 Caius, the 2 Sorcerer, and the BLS.
He does have a lot.
Of course, the Sorcerer and BLS aren't live at this point, but you can definitely play towards it. So he's going to add the Kerr. Obviously, he doesn't have an out right now. I believe that signifies that he's trying to just rotate the Skarm again.
That would be my guess by the looks of it.
Things are going to get pretty rough if that Falco sticks.
Yeah. This isn't looking very good currently.
Judging by that read, then, if he doesn't have the out, his back row could be somewhere in the region of, like, Bottomless, Torrential possibly, and... Oh, sorry, I can't speak while the door's open. And possibly Prisons.
Yeah.
But then again, he would have done it on the attack, so... Possibly Malevolent? Because he's got Malevolent in his main as well.
It would be a bit odd to have 2 separate Malevolent. That is it. Oh, it's a TT.
Oh, he has the TT.
But
the Falco will just trigger and come back. That's my issue. Oh wow, did he actually send the window?
But the window stay.
The window stays. Yeah, I think he's about to correcting. I think he's correcting him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The window doesn't
die. That was a
really
sporting thing to do because
because he could have got away with that.
I would have and then the Falco come straight back.
Yeah.
But now the point is the Sir's going to special summon. Even if it special summons the Skarm,
it's not going to do.
Like I guess the correct play would just be to attack into the Falco so that it's flipped. Sorry for the brief intermission, guys. Whenever someone comes in and out the door, the feature match guys can hear us.
Yeah, we can't speak. So it's quite surprising.
I'm actually kind of surprised by that torrential play because it gets him nowhere essentially.
It's just Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why he would have done that. I'm not sure what the logic behind it would have been. There doesn't seem to be any greater follow-up play currently.
Because he can't special summon any more Burning Abyss because of his
Exactly.
setback row. And we can already somewhat read that it's not an out to the window.
Yeah. So, once again, Winder
I'm
just
almost
putting an effort.
certain that is Bottomless or Malevolent Catastrophe. Like, there's no other card it should be. Or it could be like one of his...
It could be one of the one-offs, but...
It could be a Lance or a dead spell like the rank up magics, which I always have, so I'm willing to bet it's a rank up magic.
That would suck.
I notice he's not playing the deck.
And
there's
the
the
creature
swap. Okay. But the thing is, the guy can just give him the Falco. So what's the stop him?
I think what he was trying to do was TT to get rid of the monster and then special another, and unfortunately didn't pay off as he wanted it to.
But then, of course, the Scarm immediately destroys itself as a condition because of the window. So, I mean, it takes away the Falco, which is actually really strong. Like, I realise Falco is incredible, simply because it then puts 2 targets on the field for Shaddoll fusion.
Yeah.
Like, that in and of itself. I realised that half the game of beating Shaddolls is if you don't exceed, then you've got to take away all the monsters. Just force them to not have monsters, and everything becomes dead.
So he's searching out another...
searching Graph, obviously, still hasn't found any kind of outs. So he's just going to continue to float.
Yep. It doesn't look like he has any outs.
For anyone else who doesn't know what Graph does, it's basically going to be able to special summon him any Burning Abyss monster from his deck if it's sent to the graveyard by any means.
So it is a very interesting deck. It's one that you should have played, I think. You should have definitely played it.
I played it for locals and...
got wrecked.
Yeah, long story short, like BLS multiple Astral Forces, like all my boss monsters on my Astral Forces came to my hand at once. And in any variant of Burning Abyss, if you're able to stop the tour guide with a breakthrough skill or a fiendish chain, which is really popular at the moment because of Winder, you lose.
Yeah.
Because that tour guide then immediately stops you from having any other Burning Abyss on the field. If you don't have a boss monster available, you are done. So
it's pretty simple as that, isn't it? So
like the key to beating the deck is just negate the tour guide,
but
make sure it stays on the field.
So I think it's the Shaddoll player's turn.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of went away on a tangent. I'm really sorry.
No, it's fine. It's good.
I'm trying to get my insight out there because I know there's a lot. Like, not many people know that much about Burning Abyss yet. So.
Well, that's good though because people can see that is how it's actually being played.
And I literally solitaired it for about a week solid before this event, and then ditched it the day before.
And then ditched it. Yeah, I know. So disappointed. You still got a feature in the end.
Yeah.
So the Winder's going to attack into the Falco there.
Yeah, may as well force it. But that also gives him a clean field. But with that back row set, and possibly being a dead back row that's stuck there, that definitely impedes his progress. I mean,
definitely, unless it's just Malevolent Catastrophe and he's just waiting.
Yeah.
That could be nice, but
so
it's difficult.
Passes back to the Burning Abyss player.
Yeah.
He holds his hand at the perfect angle. I cannot see a single card.
I know, it's really good.
So he's going to set a back row and path.
And 3 cards in hand as well.
I think so many of those back row can be outs.
So the Allure of Darkness
comes down.
And he's got plenty of...
definitely darks.
Plenty of darks. I think he drew another Shaddoll Fusion as well.
Yeah. It's going to banish Falco's... I believe... Is that Falco?
That looks like Falco. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Falco. I confuse it and Dragon sometimes. There's the Fusion. Is it going to be a second Winder to continue to shut out... Oh, no, there's some morale tax. There's a Construct coming down.
Yeah. So this is going to be pretty painful.
The Construct is also going to dump a card. Again, possibly Falco. I'm sorry to continually jump on Falco. But...
And there's the breakthrough.
Oh, it was breakthrough skill.
Yeah. So he's break...
Oh, did he drag in the back row?
Yeah.
I see. I was dragging one of the materials. I didn't see the material.
Yeah. So he's going to attack for 2/2.
And the back row was an Astral Force. Like I said.
That's so unfortunate. So he's going to attack for 2/2 and 2/8.
Opening the Astral Force is so horrific, but I've realised do not set it. Because the moment you don't activate it in response to anything, your opponent immediately reads it as a dead card, and it'll never be bluffed to a semi-decent player. Just going to amend the life points, yeah?
Yeah, life points are already live.
Wonderful.
So he's going to break through the Winder now.
He kind of has to if he wants to make any sort of play.
But with the 2 back row as well, that could be quite difficult to play around.
See, it's times like this where I would immediately go for like I'd be holding for my Mathematician play, but this guy doesn't actually play the Mathematician Felice engine, which has been very, very popular in a lot of decks this Sunday. So special summons the Sir, or Kerr, or Seer. I've heard so many pronunciations of that card. It's unreal.
It's certainly an interesting... so always entertaining to hear different people's pronunciations on cards.
I differ throughout the game, to be honest.
Yeah, so do I.
So the Kerr is going to come down, and the normal summon of the Graph is really nice. I like the fact that you can normal summon one, and that basically means if they have an out to your Xyz play, you then at least get a monster straight back onto the field.
So because the Winder is breakthroughs, he can special summon more. And Mecha Equip. So he's going defensive.
Oh, he's going straight for the Tyrus play.
Ooh.
This could be big here. Like if the opponent doesn't have Prison or things like Wing Blast.
This could be... I don't know how many of his back row is actually live, though, because I didn't remember seeing many. This would be so
helpful if we actually had the Shaddoll players deck list.
Yeah.
Find it. Is he reading Astral Force?
He is reading Astral Force and how it works.
Yeah. The one important thing to look out for when you're versing something that plays Astral Force is it can only target the highest ranked monster on the field, so if someone already has their Pleiades or their Tyrus out or their Volcasaurus, they can't then Astral Force again unless they're going to rank up that Pleiades or their Volcasaurus.
Which is probably not going to happen.
Because I've done it because I didn't read the card, and I did it for a long time.
Yeah.
So please, people, read.
So he's going to take that.
He's going to take the Winder straight out, but it's going to add the fusion back to the hand, which is really tragic because he has he has an Xyz on the field. That's why this is such a horrible matchup, in my opinion.
It is certainly a bit difficult.
Because the reason why I played Hat was because I knew this was going to be big, and it gave me the ability to play around Shaddoll Fusion and force my opponent to actually have the monsters, which therefore meant if I could play the anti-monster game, I was already winning.
Yeah, that's the point.
But Burning Abyss can't play that game.
No, unfortunately not. But he's doing well now, and it also means that he
detaches the Graph. That's going to get a Skarm.
Yeah.
Easily. And then the Skarm blows up to search a Tour Guide in the end phase.
Which is nice
really
little wombo combo,
now.
yeah. So he's pulled this back a bit now.
Definitely. But that Shaddoll Fusion is going to hurt if he's able to set up a construct simply because the Tyrus is smaller than the construct.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter that the Tyrus can't be destroyed by the card effect. It's getting beaten down.
So he's just reading the construct and how it works now.
Unless this is the one player who has the one construct. I know that one person was playing very well and they only managed to get one construct, so this might be that guy.
But we're going to see what happens now with another Shaddoll Fusion. That's the third one of the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's the third one through the game.
Yeah.
And it has been recycled by the Winder.
Yeah.
So he sends the Morale Tack and is that a Falco?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge because the construct comes down and the Falco is going to set, which is a really nice setup. So unless the Burning Abyss player has an out to this construct, it's going to be really huge.
Yeah. So they're just talking about the Falco, I think.
That's fair. I'm speaking quite loudly, probably because of the crowd outside, so I'm hoping they can't hear us. If you want me to check during side deck time, I gladly will.
They can't hear us.
I'm hoping so.
No, they can't.
Otherwise, they're going to keep looking this way and be like, guys, come on.
No, they can't hear us because the noise, that's why I left that door open, the noise from that
drowns us out. But I believe the Burning Abyss player is probably contemplating a response at this time. It's quite nice that the Abyss player has the Kerr underneath, which he's just pointed out.
Yeah.
Which at least gives him some sort of float, so he's not going to get completely blown out by this construct. There are so many flies getting into the school, it's unreal.
I know, it's so bad. It's such a warm day. It turned out to be such a weird day.
Was it warm and super rainy halfway through the day?
Yeah,
It was just small talking because they're thinking like, there's no more strategy I can really import to this game.
Definitely not. Not for
I have
game
to go
one.
in 4 minutes. I'm not even going to be here for game one.
It's terrible, man. See what he's doing to me. He's leaving me all alone.
I know. I've given you as much of my wisdom on the deck as I can. Basically, it's the floatiest deck I've ever seen.
Chalice.
Chalice.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
He chalices to stop him foolishing one, I guess.
Yeah.
Is he?
That's got to be the thing. But he's banished.
Did he not activate his Falco?
He didn't. No. But a BLS has come down.
Oh my god.
So he's probably gonna remove it.
He doesn't even have to remove it. All he has to do is just batter it.
So he's going to attack.
Yeah. And then he can just attack through for 3k, which is going to be the game one.
Exactly. So
I'm going to do a bit of talking through the side deck in time. I'm going to look at the side. I haven't looked at the sideboard of this guy yet. Flying Sea only stops Xyz summoning, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost certain. So the cards that are probably going to go in from the Burning Abyss player is definitely the one Majesty's Fiend I'm seeing in his side, possibly the 2 Emptiness, but he's playing quite a few cards that I'm really not seeing being very useful in the matchup. I mean, the 2 Flying Sea are irrelevant, 2 Maxi are like subpar in my opinion. A Jinzo and a Mobius, which are, while very strong cards against certain matchups, in my opinion, are very strong in this mud.
No.
Majesty's Fiend is very strong. 2 Soul Release, kind of irrelevant, definitely a Light Swarm pick. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon,
it's not
semi-relevant, but it's only good for end phase spacing the Shadow games. 2 Emptiness, that's probably the only other thing I'd put in because it is fairly strong in the matchup.
Yeah.
And then the 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors are irrelevant. So definitely for me, we'll be seeing 3 cards coming in from the Burning Abyss player.
Agrees, yeah.
I'd be surprised if he puts in any more, possibly the Maxis, but I'd be very surprised by that. Possibly the Jinzo, like if he fears Shadow games that much, but it appears like he's going 5 cards, so it's probably going to be the Maxis as well. Oh wow, or is there actually quite a bit coming in?
There is quite a bit coming in by the looks of it.
I'm really surprised by that. Like I might not be seeing something, but I'm really quite surprised by that.
That look like 8.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Unless it's just like options, but I mean, I didn't see how many he took out of his side yet. I don't know if he's already put them in the deck. I wasn't really watching the screen, I was reading the list. There's 2 places at once.
Dude, how do you think I feel?
Yeah,
I've been doing that with the
all
commentary
day.
and that, yeah, man.
And you're about to go back to it, bro.
Yeah, I know. See what he does to me.
Is there more coming out?
Yeah, I think so.
Or did he... No, he didn't smoke screen, because there's his side next to it.
That's a lot.
I'm really surprised by that. Like, unless he's shiding out stuff that he feels is just
Not
like
useful.
irrelevant in the matchup.
Yeah. But I'm not even sure.
Oh, this is legit. This Dark Core. I
Yeah.
actually prefer Back to Square One
That is quite a
because
good card,
that works
actually.
on set cards.
Yeah, it does.
Whereas Dark Core does not. But it's definitely a good shout. But that's definitely staying in.
Yeah.
That's a main deck tap to win. I'm surprised I'm not seeing 3 Wing Blasts though. I think that card is insane at the moment.
Yeah, Wind Blast
Especially-
is amazing.
Especially seeing as if you go first, it nullifies the ill effect of going first because it puts your opponent back a turn.
Yeah.
Which is really, really solid.
So we are getting there very
Because
slowly.
in my opinion, Burning Abyss really, really likes to go second.
Yeah.
Because it can just play into so much back row because it floats so well.
Mm.
So that's my justification, I guess.
Well, no, yeah, I agree. And the deck that I have now is Xing Yang, and,
Oh yeah, you're
and
playing that.
that deck floats.
Yeah,
That's
I definitely look
crazy.
forward to that profile.
Yeah, it'll be up this week.
Like shameless plugs on your video. Anyway, I'm afraid it is 8:30.
Yeah.
So
you
I'm
do
sorry to
have
love
go.
you and leave you guys. I hope my little bit of wisdom I've been able to impart will help you with the rest of this feature match.
That's wonderful. Thank
Will,
you very
it's
much.
been an absolute pleasure, and I will.
No problem.
See
And
you
I
next
shall
time
see you
arrange some
later.
sort
Yeah.
of stream.
Catch you in a bit.
I'll see you when I do.
That's Jamie the
Done a
Kids.
great job.
Signing out.
Toodles.
Tool Pip.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit, buddy. So, as you can tell, I am on my own. Back to the grind. Unfortunately, the light is starting to come down, and in that room there is no actual artificial light that we can put in there. So that is a little bit of a worry, but I will work on that in the next one. We shall just hope that the light does hold out, and as you can see, the camera's starting to struggle a little bit because the lighting is starting to come down. But we can truck on. That is not a problem. So the audio should be quite good now. I did a little bit more tinkering and seem to have found the perfect audio. So hopefully we can have it at a volume that you like. So this event has been very fun, and we have the Burning Abyss player going first, who is contemplating setting back row, but then goes against it. Goes against his better judgment, possibly. So he's just going to have a look at possibly his extra deck and maybe what he sided out. But it's definitely his extra deck that he's looking at. He does have the up upside of being able to go first if he didn't want to see any of the window plays. But yeah, that hasn't happened now. So the set 3 back row and the set monster. So the Shaddoll player is looking at his extra deck, and that lighting is starting to annoy me now. So if it does get a bit dark, I do apologise. There's not much we can do right now.
I'm not here, pretend I'm not here.
Okay. Jamie isn't here.
Left my deck.
Oh, very cool. Very good.
Enjoy, guys.
Jamie the Scrub signing out.
Leave me be.
So, are the MST into the Shadow Games? Their Shadow Games is going to kick off. So the MST didn't really help there, unfortunately. A blind MST into the back row is a slightly awkward thing to do, considering there are artifacts in the Shaddoll deck. It is slightly awkward to actually do that, but he's going to send the lizard, it looks like. So the Scarm looks like it's been summoned there, and he's going to flip face up as well. So this is going to be quite nice Exceed play. I wonder if the Ghost Trick Alucard comes down onto the field there, and let's see if he has any response. So the Ghost Trick Alucard could be quite nice to pop the either the back row or just the monster. So it doesn't look like he has a response to the Alucard coming down onto the field. Or he's thinking about it still. So the Ghost Trick Alucard effect is going to pop that back row, and that back row, unfortunately, is an Artifact Sanctum. That hurts. And the Vanities will be flipped, but I would have thought you would get the pop. I guess not. I guess it might miss timing. Oh no, he's thinking about it. Yeah, I was gonna say. So that goes, and then the Vanities does go with it as well, but the Burning Abyss will get its effect. So he's just going to attack the face down, and that is the Falco that he has attacked there. So as you can no doubt guess, Jamie was very kind to come on. As you probably would have guessed, you'll say it was much better with Jamie. I agree. It is a lot better when you're able to bounce off someone. And because I have to concentrate on so many things, it's very, very difficult to be able to be so effective with your commentary. But I am trying my best, and for next time, I do hope that I can possibly have a sidekick to commentate with, and we'll also stream it. Hopefully. Maybe. So the lighting is taking a bit of a dive as the day goes on. It is currently 8:30 in the evening, so that is why the lighting is poor. I hope that the top 4 and the final won't be affected by this. I'll be able to figure something out. But if it is going to be this dark, then unfortunately I'm not sure how effective it's going to be to actually do the matches. So we are 24 minutes into this round. Game 2, Shaddoll took the first game, and there has been no life point damage. So he summoned the tour guide. First time we have seen the tour guide now, and the tour guide is going to search the skull, and he's also going to come back and then die. And Burning Abyss is a very interesting deck in my opinion, and it's one that I do really like, and I'll hopefully be able to get it a profile for you guys as well after this one. So they're just thinking now, the Burning Abyss is still his turn, and he's just thinking of what he can do. It's not a shutout like last time. Last time was a certain shutout, with the Shaddoll player just making the Winder and being able to just completely abuse the Burning Abyss player. But now he's going to go into a Zen mains. So Zen mains is going to attack the face down, and that looks like a hedgehog. So Hedgehog only has 200 defense, so that's obviously going to die, but it is going to search him the Shaddoll Fusion. And that could be Pinnacle. That could be a Pinnacle move. Yeah, unfortunately this is very dark now. I do apologise. There isn't much I can do because that room has no actual lighting. And I didn't think that the rounds would be going on so late. But alas, there is nothing much you can do. So he MSTs the back row, which is a breakthrough skill, which certainly helps now that he can go off with the Shaddoll Fusion that he has just played from his hand, and he is going to ditch a Moral Attack, so he's going to go into Construction. So Construction is going to come out, and he's basically going to attack into the Zen mains, and Zen mains will detach itself to stop the initial attack, and then he will attack into the Zen mains, and again detach. So he is going to get through with some damage here. So I am preempting the attack here. So he's just thinking now as his possible plays. So I do apologise there isn't much commentary going on, there's just talking. There isn't actually much happening, and there's not much I can really commentate on. Today's been a really fun event. I do hope you have enjoyed the commentary that has been going on. My voice is very raspy now and very sore because I am all talked out over these. This is the 8th round now that I have been talking, and it's now quite painful. But I do it for the greater good. I do it for all you guys who want to see these matches. I do definitely have to try and get this Burning Abyss player's deck profile after this match. So he's thinking about attacking with Construct now. I think he's just debating that it will go through, as I said earlier, that they'll attack. So that means will detach to protect itself, then the attack will carry on. And that is a Blackluster Soldier. That is huge. That is huge, because now he can, with the construct, he can attack, and then attack again. And he summoned a Mathematician here. This isn't looking good for the Burning Abyss player, unfortunately. So Mathematician is going to dump Hedgehog by looks of it. Hedgehog's going to search him another Shaddoll Fusion. I unfortunately didn't see what he was doing there. I will certainly have to lighten this as the duel go on, so this probably won't be up today. So this is going to attack, as we said, effect to detach, and then he will get damage. So he's going to take 13 there. And then Blackluster Soldier is going to attack him for 15. Well, I will update the life points of that one while they are talking. Blackluster Soldier's going to attack for 15. And then attack for 3,000 again. This could bring him down to 2-2, and then the Mathematician's going to attack for 1-5, leaving him on 1,000, leaving him on 700 life points. So you got to think that this is probably going to be game right now. I'm doing my utmost best to try and see everything. Currently stood up, investigating the screen. I'm much closer to the microphone now. So he has a Mathematician, Construction, BLS, and a face down, which I do forget what it is. And there's not much that can really be done about that. I feel that the Burning Abyss player, unless he has a Dark Hole, is probably not going to be able to put a dent on this board. So he draws for his final turn, possibly. Soul Release comes out, so he can choose any cards in either player's graveyard up to 5 and banish them. So he banishes 5 from his opponent's grave. So he is trying to fight back here. But I feel that it is just too much. As you can see, there is a Mathematician, BLS, and Construction on field. So he summons Tour Guide. The rank 4 play, a rank 3 play, 2 cards in hand. You have to wonder what the possibilities could be. But here is the brand new XE, and he mills The Dark Core, that is a very interesting one there, Dark Core, and it's a shame that you couldn't get the BLS. So Dante comes onto the field, as we know, and we'll bring out one of the Burning Abyss cards. And then he's going to special summon, so he's going into another rank 3 play. He's certainly making a comeback, or at least attempting to. Thinking about his option now. And that looks like an Acid Golem there. Acid Golem's just to get rid of that BLS, I do feel. Dante is going to attack that face down, which is the Hedgehog, I think. And he's going to break through the construction and going to attack, inflicting 200 damage. So he MSTs that face down, which is the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. That has got to hurt. So the Dante's got 2-5 defense, which is pretty big, but it's what he tries to do with this Acid Golem. So Dante being able to switch itself into defense position after it attacks is very useful. And he's just reading the Burning Abyss cards and what they do. So, as we would say, it's squeaky bum time for Burning Abyss, with 700 life points left and 1 game down. So he's just checking the grave to see what happens here. So they're just really conferring as to what the cards do, because Burning Abyss is a very new deck. Obviously it came out in Duelist Alliance, legal for this week, as this is the first week that everything is legal, and it can catch people out. I'm really impressed that the Burning Abyss got 4th. It's very, very good, a good effort by the Burning Abyss player. And it is definitely dark now. We are playing in the night. I do believe this is probably going to be the last round that I can actually record, because there is no way to get light into that room. So he's just considering the different options that he does have. So we're also very close to time, unfortunately. This is not working out in the Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss's favour, to be honest, because once they go to time, unfortunately that's it. there will be 5 rounds after the current turn. And time on the round has now been called. So after the Shaddoll player's turn, it will be 5 rounds. So time has unfortunately run out for the Burning Abyss player. The Shaddoll player is taking a long time to consider his options. So he is thinking about what he can do with the BLS. He's going to attack the Dante with the BLS. And then possible trade-off with the Acid Golem. It is very difficult to see the cards now. I'm doing my utmost best to tell you what they are. On board he has a Mathematician and a BLS. He switched the BLS to defense, set 1 card and ended his turn. So this is round 1 of time. Oh, so it's 3 turns in the top cut. So the Burning Abyss player will have the last turn. So he's obviously going to have to detach for Acid Golem, otherwise he will have 2,000 damage burnt to him and will lose. So it's looking pretty grim because he needs to get rid of that Acid Golem on board. Because obviously in his turn he's not going to be able to special summon next turn. And he's just set and passed. It's possible the Shaddoll player could just end here. I don't see how the Burning Abyss player is going to inflict so much damage to him. He would have to inflict 7,200 damage in 1 turn, and with an Acid Golem that's gonna basically be there to not make him special summon, it's gonna be very difficult. So unfortunately I cannot see what he has summoned. So we are literally playing in the dark. So I do apologise, but the match will be over very soon. And he has a Vanity's Emptiness, which is interesting. And he's on 700, so he is putting up a fight, but unfortunately it's probably not going to be enough. And that is it. The Burning Abyss player, unfortunately, is 2-0'd. The Shaddoll player goes through to the top 4. This is probably going to be my final recording. I hope you did enjoy all the matches. Thank you so much, everyone who tuned in to the Brotherhood, and we shall join you next time. This is Theo signing out.